Time now for Night Court. From proms to graduations, the coronavirus pandemic has been throwing a wrench in the plans of countless Americans. Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom is facing a lawsuit claiming his stay-at-home order deprived a would-be bride of a so-called life-defining moment and ruined her plans for an idyllic wedding. Time to argue with tonight's Legal Eagles, founder and managing partner of Genco Legal, Brian Rotella, and Washington Times legal affairs reporter and attorney Alex Sawyer. Great to have you both.
Hey, Mike.
So let's start with our bride. Exhibit A from the lawsuit. Without any certainty as to the end date of the state order, she is unable to repurchase invitations or decorations for her rescheduled wedding date. This has caused her significant financial hardship, as well as ruined her idyllic wedding plans to get married in a special anniversary. That opportunity is now lost forever. Alex, what about the legal argument on behalf of Monica Six?
Yeah, I think that, with her situation, we hear about this across the country. There's brides I know here in Virginia that are having to postpone their weddings. Unfortunately, in these types of situations, the governors have police powers, so they're able to make these decisions. And typically courts look to see if they're reasonable and in good faith. And since all states have these types of bans on weddings, I don't know if she'll be successful.
Full disclosure, I was supposed to be at a wedding at the Jersey Shore this weekend for a friend's daughter. Brian, your thoughts?
Well, Mike, I'll tell you, nobody wants to upset a bride on her wedding day. We all know that.
Right.
But I actually think that these types of cases might have some success, and this is the reason. Ultimately, the right to marry is a fundamental right. And like the law in California, there is nothing carved out that said if you appropriately social distanced, if you did the types of things that might mitigate the chance that you get the virus. The law is really broad. And what we don't like to have happen is to have our constitutional rights chilled. So I think she actually has a chance maybe to get this overturned for this purpose, but by the time that happens, we may have already seen the rollback of these types of shutdowns in California.
Interesting. Okay, Exhibit B, take a listen to Governor Newsom.
This disease is still with us, and people literally are dying. People are losing their lives, including 88 families completely destroyed this Memorial Day and are mourning for the loss of a loved one, and we need to protect people.
Alex, what about that argument?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Of course, you have governors across the country wanting to make this argument that they're acting in the interest of the benefit of their society and their residents. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that as a legal affairs reporter, I've watched these type of state orders go before judges, and I have to say, usually a Democrat-appointed judge tends to side with the governors in terms of wanting to uphold those, be extra safe, extra cautious, and here we do have this case handed over to an Obama appointee. So I would predict that the governor will come out victorious.
Brian, your response?
I think Alex makes a good point. There is politics in this, and what's interesting about this lawsuit is the governor is actually personally named. So I think that there's something to watch in this is, did the governor, is he acting as the governor or is he acting as the politician, Gavin Newsom? And is she going to try to say that he was doing this type of shutdown for some type of political motive? I think that's something we've got to watch, Mike, as these lawsuits develop across the country, because that's where you get out of the sovereign immunity that most states have when they get sued.
I think we can all agree that it's pretty heartbreaking for young couples seeking to get married that this global pandemic has thrown their wedding days up in the air and created quite chaos. Final thoughts from both of you real fast.
Well, I think the positive in this is, they can still, hopefully, I've seen some weddings be done via Zoom, and in the long run, maybe they save a lot of money.
Okay. Brian, final thought?
Any bride out there, look at your contract. If there's an act of God language in it, it may help you get out of some of the stuff so that you can postpone your wedding and not lose some costs. That's something I'm doing with a lot of my clients right now.
Brian, Alex, thanks a lot.